introduce the players as soon as we get back from the intro, but I've hosted up the replay. Let's get in the game, and I'm going to throw it over to the intro now, and we'll be back in just over a minute. See you guys soon.
What I want you to want, what I want you to feel. But it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, I'm watching you, turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't take this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. I'm a little bit insecure, a little unconfident, cause you don't understand to do what I can, but sometimes I don't make sense. What you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So let go, watching you, turn your back like you always do. Face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got.
It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back. You are watching the STPL. I am Kix, your host, the caster, and organizer of the STPL, and joining me today, once again, in case you're watching the VODs, is going to be Rapid. Welcome again.
Yeah, it's good to be back. We just saw one of the best series of, well, this series, one of the best games of this series by far. Eon Zerg able to, spoiler alert, take out Famas E from White Clan. One of their best players, as long as you're not counting some of their S-Class pro players. Yep. Very, very sick win there. And that's going to take us into our next game, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Game number 4. So let's go ahead and introduce the players and map.
Yep, okay, so if I swap over to the main overlay, you will see that fighting for NaS, it's going to be their captain, arguably the best Canadian Brood War player, maybe even the best North American Protoss player, who is going to be playing Protoss this series. I don't know. Damn race pickers, man. These race pickers are going to be the end of me, but I'll fix the scores after the game. But okay, so it's going to be a PvZ. Now, DragOn did really well in round 1. He went 5 for 2 for his team, really leading by example. He actually won... he won 2 PvZs, so he didn't win 2 ZvZs. But he is 100% in his win rate against Zerg right now, and he has won once this round already. So this is going to be his second game, and Cast, who's going to be joining us for White Clan, hasn't played in the STPL before, a new face for them, and he is going to be looking to take his team to a victory, of course. Eon Zerg may have just won that last game, but White Clan are still on match point.
Yeah, DragOn, very good Canadian Protoss player, so very excited to see him play. I don't know what to expect from Cass, because I have not cast
his games
him
before.
Playing before.
Yeah, nice
You were
fun.
supposed to hit the drum roll there. That was, you left me hanging, Kix.
I need to get like a mini drum set. Like, it's kind of hard. There's no room.
Make sure it has the hi-hat symbol, because that's what really makes the joke work.
Yeah, you don't really. You could just buy the symbol on its own, and that makes the joke. You can like make the drum sound however you want. You can't make a cymbal sound. But let's have a quick look at what map they are going to be playing on. Now we've gone from bad puns, and we're going to good maps because we are heading on to Flight-Dreamliner. It's shaped like a plane, in case you can't already tell by the image, from the 2010 Korean OSL Season 2. And my cat has just jumped up past my microphone, so if you just heard like a load of static,
Aww.
it was her rubbing up
Camera
against
or
it.
riot, Kix.
You know what?
More
Okay.
cat camera.
There we go. Camera. Okay, well, you've got a nice view there. Either way, luckily enough I don't have to play, because whenever I'm playing it makes it very hard when your cat's sitting in front of you. But either way, we're going to be moving on to Flight-Dreamliner here. 2-player map, main and natural. 2 mains very close together, close by air, 2 island bases in the top right, or top left and bottom right. And in the top left, no, sorry, the bottom left and top right you have mineral bases. So let's head on over to the game. It's game 4 of NaS versus White Clan. We're going to have the Captain DragOn against Cast. Let's see how this goes. And starting us off here in the 3 o'clock position is going to be the Brown Protoss, fighting from a deficit still. His team are 2-1 down, and it's going to be up to him, the captain, to drag them back up to the ace match. Let's see if he can do it. It's DragOn.
That's right, and his opponent is down in the 6 o'clock location, spawning as the White Zerg. This is Cast playing for White Clan.
Yep, now Cast, as I said, probably one of the players for White that's been around for quite a while, but a lot of their players didn't play in round 1. They had a pretty dedicated squad during round 1. We also saw the debut of Mind and Best as well in their game versus Soul. So they aren't afraid of using their S-Class players, but they do choose, for the most part, to allow their lesser-known players to play, not only to give them a chance to sort of appear on the foreign stage, but also because the players like Mind and Best, they are incredibly busy all of the time. So it's hard to make them... it's hard to get them to have time at like 12 p or 12 a.m. On a Sunday to really play.
Yeah, time zone differences are very, very rough to deal with. I keep telling Artosis that he needs to play for media when they play White Clan and Soul, but I don't. He said maybe. That's about the commitment level that I got from him. But yeah, it is hard when you're playing for massive time zone differences.
Yeah. Now, DragOn is, of course, in Canada. I'm not sure what part of Canada he's from, so I'm not sure what the time zone difference is like for them. But I know one of the big problems I had when I started the STPL was the game time is 600 CEST, and I know for a lot of North Americans, especially West Coast Americans, that's a bit rough because it's like 7 a.m. But still, NaS signed up, all of their players show up every single time, and they have done an awesome job so far, so a huge thanks to them. And of course, White Clan as well. They've never given a walkover, and White Clan are always playing at 12 a.m., so huge shout-outs to them as well.
Keeping an eye on what is actually happening here. I believe we saw a was that it was 12 pool, right?
Yep, 12 pool, 12 hatch, and a forge into Nexus into cannon. So
yeah, this is pretty much the most standard way to open. It's not incredibly aggressive like maybe a 9 or 5 or 4 pool would have been, and it's also not incredibly economic like a 12 hatch or what it would have been. So it's also not like 3 hatch before pool, but it is a very early 3rd hatchery. So this is, the Zerg player's not feeling pressured at all right now, especially after scouting the way that front wall looks. Everything is totally standard, and this takes a lot of pressure off of the Zerg's mind.
Yep, and the Zerg is taking a 3rd base now. He's not opting to take the easier to get bottom left-hand side. He is going to take the gas base. So that's going to give him access to another 5,000 gas. It's going to be very hard for him to hold on to this against any form of Zealot aggression. Unlike on some of the more standard maps, the 3rd base a little bit harder to hold, especially if you want that quick 3rd gas. Can't really build the kind of SimCity you would see on a 4-player map in another natural. So Cast is going to be relying a lot on his Zerglings to try and pin DragOn back in his base.
Yep, this is about what we saw last game, but the other version does not have a 3rd hatchery and instead has tons of lings instead. This is more economic, but I'm excited to see what happens as soon as a billion mutalisks pop out, because that's going to be insane.
Thank you for the follow, Kiki. But I mean, Cast just got lings past the cannon. I have no idea how Speed did finish up. There was no Zealot to block the wall either. So these Zerglings are going to be very, very annoying. They get 1 probe already.
Ooh, yeah, sniping a gas probe too. So he's going to actually have to free. I think he only has 2 drones on, or 2 probes on gas right now. So he needs to put a 3rd probe on gas if he's going for that. Yeah. He had 3 before he lost 1, and now he only has 2 on gas. So maybe that just fits the timing of his build, but I'm guessing that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that he lost it or he didn't realize, but I mean, he is going for a Stargate now. He's not going to need an obscene amount of gas. He's actually got his assimilator as natural already as well. So Zerglings jump in, get another probe. So great job by Cast. And DragOn is struggling a little bit to keep up with these Zerglings.
Yeah, so he has three probes in the assimilator's natural and only 2 in the assimilator's main. So that's definitely a mistake. He actually just fixed that, put 3 in the assimilator in his main. So glad to see that. But yeah, he's trying to get as much gas as he can so he can pump out Corsairs and try to produce something other than only Zealots, which is the only attacking unit he has right now. So that would definitely help.
Yep, now interestingly, DragOn is adding a cannon in his main mineral line. Now, that could be because of how strong airplay is on this map. Could see Muteless coming out from Cast, but he is adding that Spire on. He's got his 3rd hatchery. His lair is at its natural as well, but a Zealot did stop him mining at his 3rd base for a while, so gonna be kind of annoying for Cast. He's got a lot of lings. It looks like he's gonna go for an all-in.
He is going to go for an... Well, yeah, I'm guessing this is going to be an all-in. Like, he's still droning behind us, so I would hesitate to call it an all-in.
Oh, here we go.
It's just a lot of lings. And there's only 1 cannon there at the front, so he absolutely is going to totally crush this front door. I mean, probes are pretty good, but not when all you have are 3 Zealots and a few probes. So thankfully, the control is actually really good from
DragOn,
Cast.
yeah.
He does clean that up. Or from DragOn, yeah.
Yeah, DragOn did a really good job. Those 4 Zealots and all the probes, like barely any probes died. He lost his cannon, but he held that many lings, and now, after losing all of his army, Cast is going to be set back.
Very much so, yeah. It's a big win for Protoss. Anytime you can defend with like 3 or 4 Zealots against, what was that, like 25 lings, that's pretty worth it in my book. You know, behind this, it's not game over or anything. There is definitely a way to come back, and for Cast, the way to come back is going to be so he's getting +1 air carapace right now. Do I see that right? Yeah. So it's going to be +1 flyer carapace. I don't know if he's going to go. I'm hoping this is not just a million mutants. They're all going to die to a million +1 Corsairs, but we absolutely could see that.
I mean, that is something you do see sometimes. I did mention that this map is very good for airplay. And this, I would imagine, is why DragOn's going for those +1 Corsairs.
Wow, he actually does get the connection. 3 Corsairs are apparently not enough. You do need to increase that count, and off of only 1 Stargate. That's just going to take a little bit longer. It is going to be those +1 Carapace Mutas coming out, and so sniping that 1 Corsair, because there is only 1 Stargate, is actually going to make a huge difference.
Oh man, there's only a single DT. It's going over to the top left base. There's no Spore there. There is 2 Overlords, but there is a lot of Corsairs on the map right now. Now, is DragOn going to be able to do any damage? It looks like that 1 Sunken is going to be enough for now to hold on.
Yeah, perfectly placed, but the DT will scout the Mutas coming out, and that's going to be really good, because it tells him, okay, well, I need to keep my Corsairs safe until I have a high enough number, and he's doing exactly that. He's banking them over cannons in his main, and this is giving him plenty of time to get up to Storm, which is about halfway done. And yeah, Storm on a big clump of Mutas, that's kind of all it takes to kind of push them back, especially with Corsair support. But you don't want to do that if the Mutas fly on top of your probes. Definitely hold back on
that is
Storm your mineral
line. Don't do that, guys. That's I'm trying to think of the right way of explaining this, but basically that's pretty terrible. But here we go. Now the one problem is DragOn is not going to have energy yet for... Oh, and Cast gets another Corsair, and every Corsair he gets now is going to be very useful. I know he did lose a lot of gas to do it, but still, keeping that Corsair count just a little bit lower, gonna make his Muteless a little bit better.
Yeah, but realistically, I mean, Dragon's out of or not DragOn, Cast is out of Scourge, so he's gonna have to make maybe a few more of those before he comes back and does this. But just to put in perspective, I mean, there's 5 Corsairs out right now. He would have had 7 if he hadn't lost 1 and then another one just there. So that is that's a big difference. Although this Archon is really going to help out these Zealots. They could push across the map, and this is absolutely very scary. But DragOn does have, or sorry, I keep the names. Cast has a lot of sunken defense back in his natural.
Yeah, and all of the Scourge have gone down now, so it's just going to be the Corsairs against the Mulus with the Archon in support. Now, is he going to go for those engagements? It looks like he's going to try and push in. Is this going to work? It doesn't look like it. Dragon immediately pulling back.
Yeah, great Sunken timing. He finishes morphing the third Sunken right as that Protoss army gets to his front door. So that's actually super sick. And okay, well, he needs to call his units.
He has nothing to defend against the DT.
Oh no, he loses all of his Scourge again. That is absolutely terrible. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out, Kix. There is no detection.
Yeah, but is he going to send his DT? And I'm not sure he realizes just how little detection there is there, despite seeing the entire base. Maybe he's unsure if there's Overlords morphing, which there is, so...
He's building 5 Overlords at a time, so that is maybe a little bit of an overreaction, but he definitely needs an extra number considering how high this Corsair count is. I think it's up at 7. No, it's 8. Actually, 8 right now.
Well, he needs to be careful, though. He can't afford to be losing any of these units. Much like you were saying earlier, he would have had 2 extra Corsairs. Corsairs, very, very important in PvZ against Mulus. The more you build up, the exponentially stronger they become. And if you do lose them, it's a very bad situation to be in. Now, we will have a Ling scouting out that third base at the top middle, and it looks like it's going to take out the cannons as well, which are kind of insane.
Yeah, it's going to at least take out 1 cannon. The Zealots will get up there and stop it from taking them all out. So it actually does take out 2 cannons, forces cancels rather. So that's actually really good. But the big problem that this hesitation from Dragon has caused is that now the Scourge count is just massively high. So the Mutas run up north, kill off the base, and could actually take out every single one of these Zealots.
Oh, man.
But oh, wow, did he just lose every single one of those?
He did. He took out 2 Corsairs, though, but still, that's a lot of Scourge to lose. And the Mulus once again...
If he splits his Mutas right here, he might actually be able to take this fight, but he knows the Archon's coming, so he realistically would never be able to win that. So this is still really rough. I mean, he does have like 3 Sunkens and great SimCity at both of his bases, but he's trying to get up another base right now. This is not a great spot to be in.
Yeah, he's taking another mineral-only base. He can't really afford to try and go for the gas. There is a gas over here about 10 o'clock. He does obviously have the option of taking the island base as well, but with the Corsair superiority right now, it's going to be very hard to get units over there if anything was to happen. But is Dragon going into Reaver Tech behind this? So it looks like he's going for Robo, getting his observatory up as well, and he has a lot of units back in reserve at his natural, just waiting to pounce.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be a massive gateway push. He's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates, and he's just pumping like a ton of Dragoon, High Templar. He already had a huge Zealot count that was never whittled down from earlier, so thankfully he doesn't have to really bump that up. But oh no, every single Archon hit is just so insane against this Muta stack.
Yeah, he did lose a High Templar though. That was a really nice pick-off. No Storm was able to go down. We still only have +2 attack for the Protoss player. We do, I think, still only have +1 flyer carapace. Not going up to +2 there. And, I mean, Cast is stabilizing. He's still in a semi-decent position. He's almost at the same supply as the Protoss player. But the tech of the Protoss is just doing so well right now. This is so many Storms. And he's taking a 4th base as well behind this.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one of the big, I guess, frustrations that newer Brood War players find after they play a few games. They just say, well, isn't Storm just broken? And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, if you give the Protoss player time to build 1 million units that deal 0 damage and build up 1 million energy on them, yeah, it looks pretty good. So ideally, yeah, you're supposed to either put enough pressure that it makes it really rough, pick them off, force the Storms out before your army like clumps up and has to fight them, all those other things. But if you don't do any of those things, then yeah, it's pretty good. So that's what we're about to feel right now. Actually, several of those Scourge actually do connect.
Yeah.
The Muta's actually stacking up quite a bit though, but all these Corsairs are actually starting to fall. Muta's getting taken down by Archons on the ground though, so that is not what you want to happen. The Lurkers are doing a fantastic job keeping Dragon's army at bay.
You know, interestingly, he stacked them all up really close, but no Storms went down. There we go,
Yeah,
finally we see a Storm.
He's saving the Storms for the Hydras, so he drops a couple to kill off like 5 or 6 Hydras, but more importantly, there's plenty of Lurkers here. And if I'm not mistaken, there actually isn't an observer with this army.
There isn't. There's one on the way though. It's moving through the middle now, just going past that double gas base. And the Corsairs still doing a decent job, taking out more and more overlords, and a nice storm going on top of those as well.
Yeah, but Cast is actually only 100 out of 160 supply, so he way overbuilt overlords, and he should actually have plenty to deal with this. So
yeah,
it's not like he's too vulnerable against
getting supply blocked.
any DTs or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have another couple of gateways coming up for DragOn. It looks like DragOn is really apprehensive about pushing in. Oh, a huge storm on the Lings, taking out so many of them.
Yikes! Ooh, that one hurt him. If I can quote Turk from Tarzan. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. But now that the observer is here. Wait, the observer is here, right? Yeah, it is. It's right there. He actually needs to watch out for getting that snipe. He's actually going to lose his observer there. That's not great when there's a lurker furrowed in the middle of your army. This is actually going to be horrific. So many Dragoons going down. The Zealots just getting...
Oh, that's a great storm, though.
God. These storms are comically good. It's like he groups his Hydras up in specifically square-shaped patches.
Yeah.
Just for these storms. He's
and
the
these
lurkers
lurker
right
eggs.
in front of this Protoss army. And even though lurker eggs are strong, he does have to cancel all of those lurkers for morphing.
Yeah, and loses quite a lot of them. That's a lot of resources to lose as well. Now, DragOn is slowly starting to push forward. He's got the high ground position above the natural and main choke. And this is going to be very hard for Cast to be able to break out now. He's nearly 80 supply behind. And I mean, Zerg are often behind in supply, but this is just such a strong Protoss army. 3 attack is finished for him. 2-1 for the Hydralisk, but this is just so many units and no splash to deal with it.
Casts a huge bank, and when his units pop out, they pop out in a semicircle arc around the Protoss. So you'd think that would be good, but the problem is that they're all trickling in like one by one in these tiny little forces, and it's just not working out. Cast's army is kind of this unstoppable death wall. He's pushing off of like 8 gateways back at home.
Yep,
and yeah, that's gonna do it. GG. Cast takes the win, even though Eon Zerg was able to bring it back.